Green light. Go, go, go.
Oh, hello, good evening. Welcome to the round 7 of the Zads Galaxy Tour here tonight at Outlon Park. On board with Zach Weisel right now, watching a very dark and nice track conditions actually here tonight at Outlon Park. It's going to be a night race. I believe there's 2 pit stops mandatory in this race. If not more, it should be quite exciting. We got GT4 class going around as well as the GT3s. Right now we're in GT4 qualifying. 15 minutes to go in this event. We haven't seen too many times get posted just yet, but they shall be coming through very shortly. So as I say that, we'll jump up to our leading car right now with Nunez. He's in the 918 Audi with the white and yellow or orange livery here tonight. He is posting a lap time so far of a 130 or 143.027, which is a good time around here, but I know he can get better. So we'll see. He got that banker lap in the first 5 minutes. So it's a 20-minute qualifying session, 10 minutes for GT4, and then we head into the GT3s, who will be next up. Okay, I was trying to move something. Alright, here we go. Whoa, no! We lost the stream for a sec. Apologies. Where'd we go? No, we're here. I made a mistake for a second there, but okay. We will head down the order. We have a new debutant, I believe, here with Alexander Hickman, the Eat That Fart team name here tonight. He is in the amateur class, as our classes are sorted by how many races you have partaked in the league. So amateur, as this is one of his first races with us. So a debutant in the 17 McLaren around Alton Park. We're really throwing him into the deep end here. And yeah, Jeremy Waring's down here in third position at the moment. 69 car, about a second and a bit behind leader Nunez. Very tight group here. Got Melon Pitch down here in the Janetta, the only Janetta on the field here, with Low Field Racing as the team. Car 411. About 2 and a bit seconds down from the leader, who was Nunez, but now is Larson. So Melon Pitch throwing the Janetta around here. It was a nice looking car. Love that one. Alex Shambino for Shim Racing, doing quite well in the championship, having some good results and a lot of fun out there. 30th position for him at the moment. I think I might have just mixed up my words there, sorry. Car 20, and he's in 6th position, yeah. Good. Zach Weissel, we were on him earlier, 7th position at the moment. Mike DeCherrero down here in 8th position. And we got Hickman, was yet to set a time, but is coming to out of the pit lane, I believe, now to set a lap. Pierre Hutch, he's on the way as well down the track to get a lap in here. GT4 class. But yeah, right now, Christopher Larson, P1 with a 142.227 in the number 2 Audi. Coming up to 45 seconds until the GT3s get out on track. Although these guys are going to have to complete this last lap here. Larson just crosses the line. Plenty of time to get one more lap in. Nunez, will he get across the line? Yes, he will. He will be good to go for one more lap to try to up his position any higher. Or sorry, this is Hickman we're on. There's Nunez. Will he cross? Yes. He will cross for one more. Melon Pitch on his last lap here. And Hutch just getting across the line with 10 minutes to go. So he only has his one and final lap to get it together. We'll stay on board with him as we've seen some of the other drivers. I really do enjoy Hutch's actually, so he's not going to be able to get that lap in. Race director has called for GT4s to return to the pit. I don't think Hutch is going to be too annoyed with that. Being in starting out last is no big deal for him. So as I said before, Larson will be asked to pull into the pit lane. I don't think he's going to complete this lap. Or if he does, he will return to the pit lane as soon as possible. And he has pole position here. I don't think he's in danger of getting that taken away from him, but we don't know until the final. Okay, yes, so he does not be able to improve that lap time or complete it. Neither will these other drivers out on track. Race director. Oh, Melon Pitch is going to complete his lap here. Jumps up to third position. He's going to return to pits. Zach Weissel. He's going to return to pits as well. So Melon Pitch improving. Getting that lap in. Nunez not able to improve. We are on through to the GT4. Or the GT4 class has been decided. Now we're on to the GT3s here. Kenneth Portis, our racing and race director, doing both tasks here tonight. Multitasker specialist. And he will be getting around the first time to set the first qualifying lap for the GT3 category. We have more drivers in GT3. So it should be a little bit more spicy with where people are going to end up in the starting order. Coming around the very long, tight, banked right-hand corner. Coming into this curb section, as you see the two different cars right there hit the curbs. The Honda, you do not want to touch them curbs, especially in your first couple laps there. You don't want to scuff up the tires or cut them. But in the Bentley, you can take those curbs a little bit more. Again, though, thinking about your tires, the less times you give it a chance to get cut up, damaged, the longer lasting, the better condition they will be for longer in the race. Even when you're trying to warm them up, it's better to make sure they're good and not damaged. So we'll see how that plays out. It might not come, to rear its ugly head in a puncture, but there's always that chance. So coming up to the line now, Kenneth Portis crossing the line, doing a 135.2 for JJ Bear in the Bentley, as I was talking about. He puts in a decent lap time there behind Kenneth. But Alo Ike Guy, another Bentley driver here tonight for Pro Charge Sim Sport, jumps up with a 134.655. A nice lap from him to start. John Valero, down here in fourth position, another Honda. Matt Lehman, I think he is, his debutant tonight, coming back to the league after some time away. Fifth position in the 67 McLaren. Tony Casero down here, sixth position at the moment with the 412 Bentley. Justin Friesen, Knucklehead Racing. Justin Friesen's an active sim racer, getting a lot of time on track experience in race events, so looking at him to have another successful race here tonight. 7th position in that 29 Ferrari. Simon Burgi in the 731 Lamborghini in 8th position at the moment for Northern Franks Racing. Getting in some good laps there, beating out his teammates at the moment. Ryan Yee yet to set a competitive lap in terms of his pace. Ryan Yee in 8th position, or 10th position now in the Ferrari. He's going to come around the last couple of corners, setting a lap. We'll see what this time is, as he did his banker. Ryan Yee does not improve, so maybe invalidated that lap. So let's watch him as he comes around T1 now, down the hill and to the left hander, tightening onto the first straight section of the track. And we'll see what kind of lap time he can get in here with 4 minutes and 30 remaining in the session. Couple standouts that I've seen here. Calvin Wolf jumping up to 3rd position in the 31 Aston Martin, as well as Matthew Reed jumping up to 4th position in the 32 Lamborghini. So very good laps from those two drivers, jumping ahead of the likes of Portis, Crisero Valero, and as well as Burr. So well done to those guys, holding on to that so far. But there's 4 minutes to go here in the session, and a lot of speedy guys who have not been able to complete a valid lap around the track here tonight. There's a couple drivers around Ryan Yee as we watch him come through the last sector of the track. P. Fender in 6th in the Audi, number 6 in 13th position, sorry. James Turnbull, the Porsche 166, in 12th. But Ryan Yee coming up to the line now and having to return to the pit lanes. Maybe not liking the setup or the tires. Going to return to his box here. And we'll see if he gets back on track. Dale Rodman in the pit lane there in the 53 Ferrari, 15th position at the moment. Christopher Flores here in the 210 McLaren in 16th position. We'll see if he can improve here on this lap. They have a couple more laps and not looking as if Ryan Yee is going out on track. So not sure what has occurred with him or what his plan is, if he's going to wait till the last moment or start from the back of the pack here. He has got that banker lap time. Actually, I think Ryan Yee has disconnected from the server, if that is what I'm seeing here. It is. Christopher Flores not playing that lap. There he is. He's back again. Ryan Yee, 15th position. We haven't saw James Turnbull as we see some guys having to pile up of cars on track, getting stuck around each other. Turnbull been having good success in the league. A lot of good racing that we have watched, and in that Porsche. Not able to extract as much pace as you would think someone in the Porsche could around the Alton Park racetrack. Ooh, almost losing the car there, but holds it together. He comes around the last lap, and we'll see if this time jumps him up from 14th position here. You hear that Porsche. He was unable to improve that lap time. Matt P. Fender, though, improving, jumping up to 12th position. He crosses the line one more time. Justin Priest, we switch to him. He improves to position number 10. Looks like Calvin Wolf in 5th position at the moment. Kenneth Portis putting in a stellar lap here, getting pole position with a 134.272 with 45 seconds remaining in the qualifying session. Gueda in 3rd now, out of nowhere. The 7 Bentley puts it up to 3rd position. We weren't talking about him a moment ago. I didn't even notice him, and now he's all the way up here in this position. So well done to him. JJ. So the track must be improving, but JJ Burr throws it into P1 with a 134.227. So we're dealing with very low margins here looking like the Bentley is quite the strong vehicle around the Alton Park racetrack here this evening. Kenneth Portis putting in another stellar lap. And now he grabs pole position at the moment. So it's all coming down to the last laps here. What will occur? James Turnbull getting a good result. And Daniel Good, I didn't see him anywhere, in 10th position for Madhouse Racing, the 110 McLaren. So 10th position for him, bumping down a couple of guys. Matt Reed finishing in 9th in the 32 Lamborghini. But it is Kenneth Portis, our race director. Well, okay, I'll hold my breath here because JJ is on track to finish another lap here. As well as Valero and Glacier are on the track. We will see if any of these guys can put the lap together and get them on pole position to beat that 134.175. It'll be a tall order to ask, but the track seems to be improving. And he crosses the line. JJ does it with a 134.135. He regains that number one position, pole position here. We had one other driver on track, but they have parked it. But Guacia, it's all on his shoulders now. Can he topple JJ and claim the pole position? And he's not able to complete that lap, so JJ in the 711 Bentley finishes and gets pole position for the GT3 category with a 134.135. So now, totally switching gears here. We have a daytime race at Alton Park. Sunny as can be, definitely not British weather that we're used to. So this could be quite spicy. As I said, 2 pit stop race tonight. So some strategy will be at play here. The guys will have to decide when to pit based on the cars around them. Some will have a strategy that is set in stone that they feel is good. And then they will either have a successful race using that static, already decided situation for the pit stops, or they're going to have to change it up last minute, as you never know what could happen here. I don't see any track changes occurring here tonight. Well, today in the game. I have lost my mouse. Oh, mousy mouse, where did you go? We'll have to find it. Got 42 seconds here. Not a lot of time for guys to change up or optimize their pressures for 39 degrees Celsius on the track temp. So that's pretty spicy meatball. It'll be hot. So if they were, had things set from the previous session in the nighttime, those tire pressures are going to be quite off their rocker, as some may say. So we got JJ on pole position. Next to him is Kenneth Portis in P2. Alo Ika in P3. Actually, let's redo that. So JJ and Kenneth Portis on the starting row here. JJ getting pole, so he has the inside position going into turn 1. Alo Ika Guacia on row 2. Calvin Wolf, Valero, row 3. Crisero Reed, James Turnbull, Daniel Good, Justin Friesen, Brugge, P. Fender, Lehman, Lee, Rodman, and Floors. Starting off the GT3s. Coming into turn 1 now. JJ has that inside line, as I said, but they are still right there. JJ getting ahead of Kenneth Portis, coming down the hill now. He's in the lead. Kenneth Portis in second position. Ike Guy behind him, and Guacia in fourth. Kevin Wolf rounding out the top 5. We'll see how that pans out coming around the last corner. Christopher Larson leading the GT4 pack. Right behind is Hickman, and Melipich behind him. Luis Nunez as well, and Hutch getting a good start and jumping up the order already from his counterparts in the GT4 category. Getting a little pushy shovey there. We have to watch each other coming through this tight section of the track. We got a caution on track with Simon Bugey, I believe, who has spun somehow. It did not catch that, damaging his hood. It has popped. Luckily, there is no mandatory pit stop window here, so he can come into the pit lane and get repaired. Back to the leading pack now. JJ running away with it a little bit. Almost a second gap to the car behind of Kenneth Portis. We got Guacia behind him. It looks to be spreading out slightly, the pack here. Valero, the fellow Honda member, getting pressured from Calvin Wolf behind in this very nice livery Aston Martin. I'm loving that livery. It looks really good, Calvin. Matt Reed, 7th position, but Tony Crucero's right on his butt and trying and succeeding and on the inside of the track. Coming down the hill, Matt smartly decides to give that position up as Tony is carrying a heck of a lot more speed, but he gets a little loose there on the exit of the corner. Daniel Good behind him, 9th position. Now Reed having to deal with him. James Turnbull getting pressure from Matt Lehman, who has returned after a staycation from sim racing. Justin Friesen, 12th position. Rodman down here in 15th, and Ryan Yee in 14th position. Ryan Yee will be the guy we'll be looking for throughout the race, as he is known to come back up through the pack. And I lied, there was a pit window, and I'm hoping Simon Bugey stayed out, and now he will be heading into the pit lane to get repaired up. And so he's still on track, and he should be coming. Oh, there was a GT4 that has been spun out. Who is that? Mike DiCherero, the only guy in a car that has no traction control or anything. It was a car 21 of Glenn here. Glenn's out here as a trooper, learning the game for the first time, but committing into the race. And Ryan Yee getting past Matt P. Fender. I shouldn't say with ease. It looked like a tricky overtake and a tight spot on the track. And Ryan Yee up to 12th position at the moment out of the cars on track who have not pitted. Matt Lehman going in for a very early pit stop. Just going to avoid some traffic and get his stop done. Daniel Good, 9th position. He's not able to get that close to the back of Matt Reed. But Reed is pressuring Calvin Wolf. Let's go around the track one more time. JJ still able to keep up that pace and stay almost a second ahead of a leader. Or second ahead of P2, Kenneth Portis. But Kenneth Portis with the fastest lap at the moment. Nicely done for him. Christopher Larson seems to be quite a few car lengths ahead of the P2 driver of Hickman. Hickman with a nice, I guess, Aston Martin livery kind of idea here with the light green and dark green. P. Hutch, he did not qualify well, already up into the podium position in the GT4 class in 3rd at the moment, and on his way to hunt down Hickman and try and get past him. Got Nunez. Nunez having to deal with one of the GT3 drivers who is just not quite up to speed with the game there. Glenn, I'm really impressed by his commitment to the league and dealing with the traffic and everything that comes with that. He will become a better sim racer for it. So well done for him for sticking it out in the series here. Thank you very much, sir. So Larson just able to just keep on building that gap as the guys behind are kind of battling it out. So JJ now over a second ahead of Kenneth Portis, regaining that fastest lap time. So JJ right now, fastest lap time of a 1:35.25. See how low that can get throughout the race. Ike getting past, or getting passed by Glacia. So Glacia up in the third position now. Valero, Tony Casero is on the move and looking to jump up even more positions. He's gone quite a bit ahead so far. Zach Hickman looks like he crashed his car and has dropped down now. We have two Hickmans. I did not realize that. Zach and as well as Alexander. So Zach having a moment there, down in the 25th position. P. Fender is not completely lost touch, but as we watch Ryan Yee and Justin Frieden going side by side here, Ryan Yee almost getting that move done. Justin was not quite done with him. As they come into turn one now, but Ryan Yee has successfully got that pass done. As you can see, this track is quite bumpy. The guy's flying all over the place. Calvin Wolf into the pit lane right now. Served his first mandatory out of 2 pit stops tonight. Matt P. Fender down here in 13th position. Just riding his time there right behind Ryan Yee. Was maybe trying to ride on through some positions with them, but we got Tony Casero right on the back bumper of Valero, but it looks like Melon Pitch is in the middle of that in the Ginetta. So he is having to let through the GT3s as we see a very good spot to do it as well. So now it's on Tony now to getting right back up to the rear bumper of Valero. Make that move. As we can see Simon Beardry, I don't know if I'm pretty positive he's coming to the pit stop, yeah, because his hood is all fixed up. He's getting passed by the GT3 category, but he has completed 1 stop out of the 2 mandatory. So Crucero losing a lot of time there and dropping back. As we come back to Ryan Yee trying to make a move. He got past James Turnbull battling with the Ginetta now. Gets clear. Fortunately running the Ginetta off the track quite wide. But Yee getting position after position every lap here. Now he has the big haul to do. About 3.3 seconds to Daniel Good. And Daniel Good's no slouch out here on the racetrack. So that should take more than 1 lap for Ryan Yee to get past him. Alo Aikai getting the fastest lap now. 4th position. He's a little bit ways back. A perfect place to be able to get that fastest lap done. Tony Casero got right back up to the back bumper of Valero. No trouble very quickly. And we'll watch if he gets a move done going into the braking zone down the hill on the top section of the track. So watching him come now down the hill section. Looks like Valero got a really good section through that chicane. Great, looking like good pace in that section over the back of to Casero, who's at the back of him. But in this sector, he seems to gain a lot of time in the last and the first sector. So it looks like Valero's going to have to put on the defense of his life right now. Tony Casero getting a little loose. And Valero as well, though, so that didn't really help Valero escape. But at the moment, looking like Valero holds that position as they come around the last corner. Down a little bit of the gully and back up to the finish line. And he's still holding on to that position. We'll watch a couple more corners here and move on to another competitor as Tony just does not seem to be able to get that pace to translate into a move. James Turnbull into the pit lane now in the Porsche. We'll serve that 1 pit stop so far. So a couple guys in early to get those stops done at the 50-minute mark. Still got one more stop to go in the remainder of the race. So yeah, Tony, he has pace, but doesn't able to get right up to Valero. Valero doing a good job to maintain his composure and keep doing those consistent laps around the track. So well done to him, looking really good here. And not cracking under that pressure so far. But Tony Casero's right there, almost touching the rear of that Honda with the grill of his Bentley. Really tight battling here, but good battling. Safe and respecting each other. So again, it's looking like Valero survives one more lap with Tony Casero chomping at the bit right there at his ankles. Tony's going to try a little bit different of a line into turn one this time. Try to get a better exit coming down the hill, carry more speed through that section. It looks like it's able to get it done as Valero gets a little loose there and Tony gets the move done. Just had to set it up, get a better exit out of that corner, and much easier time getting the power down and getting that move done before coming down the hill. So Tony on the move. Tony is quick. He's been released now. He has 5.7 second gap to the driver ahead of Aloe Ike. So he will be pushing hard to bring that down. Valero, he doesn't seem to have the pace now that Tony has gotten past. We'll find out next couple laps and see where he ends up. But Tony is on point right now and wanting to capitalize on that and get the speed down, gain back up some positions. On to Ryan Yee, one of our other really fast competitors here in the number 8 Ferrari on the back of Daniel Good. Remember, he has closed down that 3.3 second gap to just under a second. Almost under half a second now of 400ths. So he will be trying to make this pass of Daniel Good as soon as possible. The GT4 category doesn't seem to be changing up too much. It doesn't appear that anyone in that category has took a pit stop so far. Christopher Larson still holding sound in P1 with Peter Hutchins, who got through as he passed Hickman somewhere in the chaos. I was not able to catch up on that, but Hickman, Alexander Hickman, that is, in the 17 McLaren in P3 at the moment. And GT4 is having to get out of the way of the battle that is pursuing with Daniel Good and Tony Casero. Sorry, Daniel Good and Ryan Yee. Tony Casero into the pit lane now to serve his one mandatory pit stop. We haven't even talked about the leaders in a while. JJ in the 711 Bentley is still in the lead. Kenneth Portis in P2 and Guacia in P3. JJ Burr is still holding that lead with a decent gap, but it could start coming down here shortly. Got Matt Reed ahead of this pack here, these two battling and getting ever closer to Valero. So Valero is leaking oil from getting that pressure from Ike Guy. So we'll see if he can regain some of that consistency and keep the position that he's in. We got Alexander Hickman, the 17 McLaren in the pit lane, as well as Mike DiChiarero on the 405 Maserati in the pit lane for their first pit stop, the two of them. Daniel Good having to do quite the defensive moves here to hold off Ryan Yee from behind. But so far, it seems to be working. Coming through turn one, Ryan Yee is going to get that really fast exit as we saw Tony Casero get. Matthew Reed was very pacey but getting held up, so he heads into the pit lane for his first pit stop of the session. And Ryan Yee trying to get the speed down this straight section. Set up Daniel Good going into the very tight and bank corner. He wasn't able to get there to make that dive move, but if he just keeps up right behind him, he will be able to set that move up for the next couple laps. Zach Weissel having to get around or let these GT3s through with no contact. He ends up doing it in one of the most tricky spots on the track. So unfortunate for both the GT4 driver and the GT3 guys. Ryan Yee looking on the inside. Daniel Good knowing better of it. Lakes brakes as late as he can and continues to hold that position. Ryan Yee getting a little bit close to the track limits there on the grass, but able to hold it. Every time I think there is a pass going to be made in the GT4 category, it's actually just the GT4 back marker having to let through a GT3. Ryan Yee again tried to make that move. Daniel Good just in a great defensive position and makes the move stick and holds him off. Daniel Good into the pit lane, didn't want that pressure anymore. He goes in for his first pit stop of the race. So Ryan Yee now got nothing to worry about for a couple laps anyways. He is 1.5 seconds behind Valero. Valero will most likely come in for a pit stop sometime soon. 10 laps into this race at Outlon Park for round 7 of Zed's Galaxy Tour. Hope you are enjoying the show. I am enjoying this competition that we are seeing on track. Make sure to hit that like button if you're watching right now, or if you watch post-race, give us a like so more eyeballs can be on your guys' epic racing here in ACC. So who should we jump on board with now? I think Aloe Aikai, 4th position, under half a second to Glacia. So the two Bentleys are going to start battling it out. Looks like Kenneth Portis somehow, I don't know what happened. I totally missed the delta if there was a pass that was had there. But he gets well past JJ into the lead now. But Kenneth Portis right now is on a really good, consistent, fast pace here. Got that move down. Either JJ made a big error or I'm not sure. Valero coming into the pit lane now, 6th position. Going to be dropping down obviously as guys come past him, but getting his first pit stop in now. Still a yellow on track and looks like car 20 has spun off Alex Shambino, but patiently waiting and letting the drivers get through. GT4 now getting in the middle of the leading drivers here, the podium drivers, but everyone seems to navigate safely and cleanly through that section. And they've successfully done it. It's sticking on with these guys. They have not made any pit stops yet. And I think Kenneth Ports will want to drag this out as long as he can, or he may have just wanted to get that move done so he's ahead in the pit stop phase. We'll all see what happens in the next couple corners and figure out what they're going to be doing here. Valero, looks like if he gets out in time, which I think he has. Yes, he has, in 10th position. Matt Reed right behind him, Tony Casero. So it's actually, oh, we had a gunshot sound. That was a weird error. I think I've heard that once before in a replay or a live server, so that's really interesting when that happens. I'm not sure if you guys heard it on stream. But there's Ryan Yee into the pit lane. So Ryan Yee having excellent pace. Gets up to 5th on his first stint from 15th. And we'll see what he can do on the fresh set of rubber. And if he timed his pit stop correctly, he'll be coming out with lots of air. So Matt Reed in 11th position, only half a second behind Valero. Tony Casero's right behind him though. Got Rodman in the pit lane. Gonna look at Calvin Wolf, 9th position, nice and early pit stop. And he is If those are cold tires, he has not got the pace here after his pit stop. Maybe the pressures were incorrect, or just having a bit more trouble with it. Los Valero, again with Tony right on his rear bumper as we saw earlier in the race. It looks like Tony in the Bentley is going to get great speed down the straight. The two very speedy cars side by side. And Tony sticking to the inside and gets the move done. There's the GT4. Daniel Good almost got away with getting past him, but the GT4 is going to pull out of the way, and Daniel Good's going to get through. And he can size up the competition ahead. A little bit of an issue happening here, but everyone's navigating it well. Looks like Daniel Good scoops up a position from Valero in all of that chaos, and looks to be trying to get even a move done on Tony Casero. Doesn't quite work out, but he's right there, right in the rear bumper, looking to squeeze past. Valero not having a positive outcome with that back marker, and GT4 drops down to 12th position. But I think he's just gonna, well, I say that, and as he's on the attack again of Daniel Good, as he gets a good exit and corner section through that last one we just watched. Coming down the start straight now, Valero having really good speed here, sticking his car on the inside. They're coming down to T1, and Valero retakes. Oh, there's contact between the two of them, but they don't go off too badly. And that will be looked at in the steward's room here. Daniel Good slowing down, and Valero getting to continue on. Alo Aikai, though, getting a drive-through penalty for either speeding in the pit lane or cutting the track too often. That's a huge damper into race, and you do not want to do when you have two pit stops. The third one on top of that. It's a lot of time bled off. We got Ryan E up to 5th position with the fastest lap now. Cal Wolf, after all that time, gets the 4th position, but he still needs to complete one more pit stop in this race. So there's no stopping anytime soon for him. Looks like Glacier and all the chaos we were watching has got up to P2 past JJ Burr, but it looks like those two have already elected to take their pit stops. Kenneth Portis all the way up here compared to his P2 and P3 counterparts. He is sticking out as long as he can, 14 laps in. He's 1 lap ahead of the drivers, but still has to come in to get their pit stop. So he's trying to stretch this out. I believe you're going to have at least 45 to 50 second lead on the drivers behind to get a pit stop done, because it takes 30 seconds to change tires, as well as the time spent driving down the pit lane. Alo Aikai comes in for another pit stop. I don't know if he's just gonna do his drive-through. It looks like he is, yes. And Mallet Pitch scooping up a drive-through penalty as well. Ooh, it sucks to see that. Zach Hickman coming in for both his pit stops in the 501. Oh, that was very close to the wall. Did he clip it and damage the car? Not sure. But Malapitch is coming to complete his stop. James Turnbull for his 2nd pit stop with 35:40 to go in this race is coming in to complete all of his pit stops right now in 15th position. We'll see how that works out for him near the end of the race. Kenneth Portis, I cannot tell you what the split is from him to the driver behind, but as you can see, he is coming into the chicane section on the top of the racetrack, and P2 Glacier is crossing the line now. So whatever that is, but I know that he will be losing time to these drivers, so I'm not sure when he's going to stop, but I think it needs to be sooner than later, as he is bleeding out a lot of time. And there's still one more stop. JJ in the 7-Eleven Bentley getting fastest lap, stealing that away from Ryan Yee. So the fastest lap around Alton Park is up for grabs here, with 4 or 5 drivers able to compete with that title here tonight. Looks like Shambino in the GT4 was having a bit of trouble. Larson, again, still miles ahead of his competitor in the GT4 category, but Hutchins isn't that far away, and I'm sure he'll be happy with P2. Obviously would like to have P1, and we will see if he can get there. James Turnbull, our only driver, or second driver here now, after Ike Guy comes in for his second pit stop after a drive-through as well. But James Turnbull in 19th position, having to navigate GT4s now for a couple more. Just Hutch and Larson, and then he's through. So there's Hutch letting him around the outside. James gets the move done safely. And there you go. Kenneth Porter 16 laps in the lead, lapping around the 136 mark. Only 7/10 slower than his personal best here so far today. Got Matt Lehman in the pit lane for his second pit stop in that purple McLaren. He did a very early stop. Got him to 9th position. We'll see where he finishes the race tonight. Daniel Good in 8th. And kind of looks to be in no man's land at the moment. It's actually, he got past Matt Reed. And in 7th position, as I did not get the update quick enough. The GT4 category seems pretty interesting, as they're quite spread out. But Mike DeCharelle for Northern Fox Racing in the GT4 category comes in for his second pit stop. Oh no, you hate to see it. Lehman getting a stop go 30. I don't know what our policy is, but it was speeding in the pit lane. I think usually we can do a command to reduce that to just adding seconds to his instead of a stop go. Honestly, I was gonna tell our. Luckily tonight we have one live. Stewart, taking a peek at the event, but you know what? Those type of incidents, there's not much you can do. It was a mistake from the driver, and that's that. Pretty much. Ike Guy had to serve a drive-through, so stop go really stinks. I may just send him a message quickly, but oh, he comes into the pit lane to do it. No complaining, no bitching over radio, and just does it. So well done to him. Sorry they had to go through that, but you really gotta watch that speeding in the pit lane. It's I know it's a virtual sim experience we're in here, but there's a reason why those stop goes. Speeding in the pit lane penalties are there, and it's for a safety aspect. On a real racetrack, there's lives that could be lost from speeding too quickly down the pit lane and not being able to stop in time if someone comes out. Different things like that. It is necessary evil, and I think it's actually good that the sims simulate that, and not just say, well, it's a simulator. There's no actual human lives out here. So what does it matter? But we want to teach the good habits, and especially now that a lot of sim racers are real life racers and vice versa, it's good to have those type of rules in both. So Kenneth Portis coming into the pit lane, 18 laps so far in the race, and comes in for his first stop. Glacier car 7 is where on track? I don't know. Way down here. So Glacier definitely gonna be able to get past Kenneth, I believe. I actually don't know how this works, but if he pit now for his second, no, he's down 1 lap to the leader, so makes sense. He's having to get around some GT3s, and JJ is right behind him as well. The GT3 slowing down a little bit and causing a bit of time loss there, but JJ seems to have navigated it cleanly and is having a better run here at Glacier as they come down turn 1. Kenneth Portis, after all of that, completed his stop and is coming out right behind those two. I wasn't aware of the rules if it was 2 mandatory tire changes or if you could opt to just flash some fuel and head back out, but I'm pretty positive it was tire changes. So Kenneth doing a really good job to come out just in 3rd behind these guys, and they all have to do 1 more pit stop. Look how much curb they can take, and then Kenneth comes in and takes as little as curb as possible in that Honda. Especially if he comes out with fresh, brand new tires. You don't want to mess those up quite early. Unfortunately, just the nature of the beast, the GT4 class is quite split up and quiet, and there's not much action, but Larson, P1, Hutch in P2, Nunez in P3, we've kind of come accustomed to those guys finishing in that order at the moment. But Mike DiCherrero, the leading GT4 in terms of pit stops completed. Again, Alo Aikai now for Pro Charge Sim Sport, getting the fastest lap. So that has traded hands 4 or 5 times tonight. So that is something exciting to look out for. At one point in the championship standings, can determine quite a bit, as a lot of our drivers were tied up in that, in the points. Simon Beardry back up to 12th after a rough start of the race, so kind of where he started, but he still needs to complete 1 more pit stop. So Alagai is an interesting one, as he completed both pit stops in 13th, but Tony Casero, 6th position in the pit lane right now. Aikai is at the halfway point of the track, so it doesn't look like he's going to get past him. And the 731 of Beardry is right in front of Aikai as well. Zach Weissel there, exiting the pits in the GT4. Tony Cacero's on the move now, completed both pit stops. And now, if he gets a move on, we'll be in a good shout to pass the lead drivers when they hit their second pit stop, last remaining one. So a good spot to pass the GT4 as well for Tony. Mountain Pitch having a moment out of turn 1. Does not look to have damaged the car though, just spun and probably had a brown pants alert moment. Justin Friesen, we haven't heard from him. He's kind of quiet on his own right now. JJ's getting closer and closer to Glacier. Bentleys here tonight are quite quick. They are absolutely flying around this track. Matt Reed in the pit lane now for his second stop of the night. So I'll be right back. Just gonna take a swig of water. That throat's getting a little dry. My room is quite spicy, hot with all of the streaming I've done today. So apologies if you are in the chat and you have not heard from me in a bit. I apologize for that, as it's not seeming to be, it's either not working or there's no one in chat. One of those options. So apologies, but if you are enjoying, hit that like button, write a comment below. If you're excited for round 8, only a couple more rounds in the season to go. 3 more after this, or 2 more after this. 7, 8, 9. No, I was right. 3 more rounds after this. Our final round, obviously a staple of ours so far, and the first racing league out there to do it, I might add. Some others have been using the same idea for their season finales, but we're at Kailami for a crown race. I don't know how to describe it, but it's double points that you get for completing that race, and it's I believe this time, an 80-minute race around Kailami as our final event. So a bit closer to, a bit past a regular sprint race of that one, and I believe it will have 2 pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. But on to the current action on track here. Guacia in P1, 22 laps into this race, or 3 now. And JJ in P2, Kenneth Portis in 3rd. Calvin Wolf getting his pit stops done well and correctly, up to 4th. Now he's lapping around the 1:35.5 mark. Consistently got that consistency up, but he has Ryan Yee chasing him down, so he's gonna have to continue having that consistent pace to be able to finish in that position in this race. Daniel Good behind them, and Valero looking like Good is trying to get past one of our drivers who had an unfortunate stop-go 30 penalty. Yeah, really hate to see that. Who was that? Matt Lehman, unfortunately, getting that stop-go for speeding. Got Flores down here. We haven't seen him in a little bit. 13th position, still lapping around. Still needs to pit one more time. There's a Aloe Ike guy here, fastest lap of the moment of a 1:34.395. What an amazing lap that was. Not able to reproduce that at the moment. And Tony Casero is one I'm quite interested in. Our GT4 guys are coming into the pit lane now. Bear Hutchins coming in P2 in that category with Alex Shambino. Looks like we got a whole plethora of drivers coming in here. JJ in 7-Eleven in the pit lane. Kenneth Portis coming in the pit lane. Guacia. Ryan Yee. Calvin Wolf not catching what the guys ahead were catching, and he comes around for one more lap. Let's see if he can outpace him. He's on the move, though, as you can see, coming quite quickly through that section. I hope he decides to pit right away, as you're just going to lose time the longer those guys are out with fresh tires. Some GT4 drivers ahead of him, so he's going to have to plan for when he's going to overtake them. Hopefully, it'll be in a clean spot. I just don't think he has gap the guys behind unless he decides to stay out right to the last moment and hope that he has put enough time between him and the pack behind. But it's uncertain at this point. Car 29 having a moment. Matt Reed. No, not Matt Reed. Who is 29? I have no idea. 29's a number I'm not used to seeing, so not sure where it's at. Kenneth Wolf. What am I talking about, guys? I'm getting tired. Calvin Wolf getting past one GT4 on his way to get past Weissel. And now he's clear. He's going to have to put a move on as the lead cars behind are, just coming through the top section of the track now. So, I mean, this could work out for him if he puts maximum pace down right now. Still got him, Valero, P. Fender, Justin Friesen, and Flores in the GT3 category to hit their pit stop. So just looking there now, it looks like the GT4 class is 3 laps down to the lead to the GT3 category. Aloe Ike still holding on to that fastest position. Calvin Wolf now our leading driver at the moment, but still need to do one more pit stop. He is a whole 45 to 42 seconds ahead of P2. And there's 13 seconds to that. So, yeah. If he keeps on maximum pace here, keeps gapping, which I don't think. I'm pretty sure Glacier is going to be going as quick as he can here. So, I think he needs to pit as soon as possible here. 15 minutes to go in the pit window. 17:30 to go in the race. Calvin Wolf continues to go around the track in P1. Matt P. Fender and Just Friesen coming in the pit lanes for their second pit stop, actually exiting now. Flores still out there on track. Flores in 13th position in the 210 McLaren. And we have Wolf and Valero remaining on track, trying to get as far ahead as possible before hitting the pits. So Peter Hutchin, third in the GT4 class. Down here, he's completed each stop. Larson and Nunez still needing to complete theirs. There's Valero coming in the pit lane now as a saw. If not exiting. Oh, coming in. So Peter Hutch crossing the line. Third in this category. The drivers ahead of him are not a heck of a lot further up the road. Right there. No, they're quite a bit further up the road. You might be able to do it. Calvin Wolf again. Let's see if he's going to come in the pits or not. Flores still remaining out there. He needs to come in and do a stop sooner than later. I don't think he's really... Look at that couple things happen there. Lehman maybe having a moment. There's Calvin Wolf coming in the pit lanes now. Guacia in P2. Where is he? Just coming down the hill section and through here. Calvin is stopped now. 30-second timer has started on the tire swap. We'll keep an eye on this. This is going to be very tight and very tasty. We like to see this. So, Guacia coming out of the bridge now. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think Wolf is going to be able to get out in time. Nope. And it looks like Guacia is going to get right past them. No trouble at all. So, Guacia at P1 at the moment. Now Calvin Wolf is heading out. JJ gets past him. Kenneth Portis gets past him. Ryan Yee gets past him. No, he doesn't. He does not. Calvin Wolf is able to hold him for now. But Yee's going to have a good amount of speed coming down this back straight now. The Wolf coming out in 4th position where he was before, so didn't lose a position at the moment. But Ryan Yee is very fast and looking to get the move done anywhere he can. He even looked on the outside there through that section. Coming up to the chicane now. I think Calvin can take a lot more curb, but Ryan Yee does the same. He don't care. The Ferrari does all right through that, losing a little bit of time though. The Aston Martin was much better through that section. So now, Calvin Wolf is going to want to be defending as hard as he can for the next 14 minutes to the very fast Ryan Yee. Behind will be a heck of a defense. I know he is capable of doing it though. So we will watch and see exactly what occurs here. And we'll have to keep an eye on Bolero 87 Honda. 10th position, getting closer to Matt Reed. But this is where it's getting exciting now. Peter Hutchins getting ahead of Nunez when Nunez had to make his stop. So Hutch up in the P2 now, and it's all about Larson where he can get that done and dusted. Which I don't actually know where Larson is, number 2. Where is Larson? Larson's down here. He's still a heck of a lot further ahead of Hutch, but Hutch doing his absolute darndest to get up to there. Ryan Yee was so close to getting a move done as they come to the chicane once again. That Ferrari looking quite rough over that curb section compared to Calvin Wolf's car. He's able to still hold it off. It's 39 degrees on track. Optimum is bright and sunny. It's very odd for Britain to have, complete sun like this, but it's great to see. It looks very beautiful. I enjoy seeing the track like this. But very, very hot on the guys. Ike getting closer to Daniel Good. They had to let they're coming up to get through GT4 of Hutch. I was going to say they let him through, but that wouldn't make sense. So Daniel Good now having to try in a very tricky spot in the track, I must say, to get that done. Yep, and I knew that was going to end in disaster because I'm not sure what the hell they were thinking. Floor's having to go into the dirt to avoid that. Alex Shambino almost. Luckily, he is in a very good car to go off the track. Alex Shambino, he's able to safely survive that. If he was in a lower car that had a front end that was touching, that would have been something else. So Ike having a huge moment. There's no one's fault. At least the two guys that got into contact. Daniel Good was making a very, very interesting move. Trying to force his way past the GT4 in a very dangerous spot on track. And unfortunately, Ike was unable to cleanly do the same as it was a closing hole. So I'll be looked at, but I think that will be a racing incident for those two. Daniel Good may get a little bit of a chatting to from both drivers after the race, saying, "What were you thinking through there? We did not need to go too wide through that corner, and you could have just waited a little bit." Both not wanting to lose time on the track. And you do have to kind of feel bad for the GT4s having to constantly get out of the way in their battles on track. Get interrupted. There you go, another GT4 kind of in the way here. Calvin Wolf still able to hold off Ryan Yee, but for how much longer, we don't know. Mike DiCherero in the mix there as well. And now he has to continue with his battle with Weissel. Not to let him through, and I think he did. No, he didn't. He came close, though, to letting Weissel through, it looked like, for a moment. Ryan Yu drops back quite a bit to Calvin after the bit of shuffling around they had to do. So it looks like Christopher Larson able to get back on track after his final pit stop and well ahead of... Well, actually, I don't know where Hutch is on the track. I don't see his... Okay, he's with Ike Guy again. I believe. No? Okay, where the heck are you, Peter? Hutchins right here behind Bolero. With Larson up ahead. So we did gain a bit of time on him, but not enough. Ryan Yu dropped back quite a bit to Calvin Wolf. JJ, the 7-11, Bentley in second. Closing down on Guacia. And Guacia having to deal with Simon Brearjay, I believe, in the Lambo. Lambo looking to get out of the way. And he can get some dirt and lets these guys through. So they're back to resume their battle for P1. We'll come back to them in a moment's time. Matt Lehman and Justin Friesen having a side-by-side battle into the last corner. Down the little gully section, Lehman getting way out on track on the curb. Side-by-side as they cross the line coming into T1. Lehman looking to be ahead, but Friesen having the inside line. Freeman gets the move done. And Friesen couldn't do much there as Lehman just had the speed over him. So Lehman jumping up to 12th position after having it stop go on top of everything else. Ryan Yee on his... I'm not sure what happened there. We missed it, but Calvin Wolf having a heck of a time here. Either got shoved off track or they got side by side, but Ryan Yee forced his way through somehow or another. Or cleanly got through. And now he's up to 4th position with the fastest lap. There's a GT4. Hickman, I think, one of them. And he gets past him in a bit of a sketchy spot. And now Wolf way down. Wolf was pushing as hard as he can. Tony Casero now looking to gain and get to right behind Calvin Wolf. But there's a lot of seconds to close up in a short amount of time with 6:20 to go here in our race around Alton Park for round 7 of Zed's Galaxy Tour. I'd like to remind you again, if you're watching now and you haven't already done so, hit the like button or subscribe to make sure you get up to date with our next race next week. So I'll be happy to see you, I believe. At the moment, I can tell you which race we're going to next. I will find that out momentarily for us. But Christopher Larson is leading the GT4 at the moment. And things are not working, so we'll just ignore that for now. Tony Casero, 6th position right now. Let's run down the order again. Well, we have a few moments here. Guacia in P1. JJ Burr in 7-11 in P2. Kenneth Portis 2nd in P3. Ryan Yee in 4th position. Calvin Wolf in 5th position. Tony Casero in 6th at the moment, but looking... Is he getting past? No, that was a GT4. Daniel Good in 7th position. Alo Aikai, after an interesting race up and down, fastest lap than not in 8th position. Matt Reed 9th in the Lamborghini, with Valero coming very close up to him now, within under half a second with 4:30 to go here. Matt Lehman, after having a stop go, up into 11th position. So well done to him. Justin Friesen in 12th, Matt P. Fender in 13th, having a clean race, but nothing notable to talk about. James Turnbull, 14th position, a bit sloppy, but not bad. Simon Pugry getting absolutely mashed up there in the first lap, unfortunately, 15th. Dale Rodman still out here, the champion in the Ferrari, 16th position. Christopher Floor is actually keeping on track as that scary moment happened between Hutch and Aikai, and that's in 17th position. And then we have Glenn Pino in our 18th position for the GT3 category. So we have Christopher Larson, Christopher with a C, in first for the GT4. Peter Hutchins P2, Nunez in P3, Alexander Hickman in P4, Mike DeCherrero in P5, Zach Weissel in P6, Jeremy Wers in P7, Alex Shambino P8, Zach Hickman P9, rounding out the GT4 category. As we watch Zach, is he going to hit the wall? No, he saves it, luckily. Whew, that was close. Brown pants moment for sure. He's going to need to change underwear after that, hopefully. His trainer brings that to him, but up to Guacia in P1. 2:30 to go in this race. Pit window is closed, but all drivers have completed their mandatory stops. Ryan Yee now. Whew, at the moment, we had a bit of an error. Calvin Wolf getting a drive-through penalty for track limits. Oh, Calvin Wolf, why you go throw it away now, my God. He's coming through the pit lane now. 5th position, as what my thing says right now, but I think he's lost a couple more than that. I think he's coming out in 6th position. Ryan Yee now working on the back of Kenneth Portis here. Kenneth defending for that last podium position of 3rd. Will he get it done with 1:40 to go here? Where is Guacia, and is he passing the line yet? No, Guacia's just ahead of these guys. So we'll have, I think, one more lap after this. Just exciting. I'm looking at Simon Beardsley in 15th position, half a second to the back of James Turnbull. That could turn interesting at the end here, but right now we have this battle for 3rd on the podium step here with Ryan Yee and Kenneth Portis. I've known Kenneth Portis for a long time now, and know he is quite the defender on track, parking that car exactly where he needs to, so you cannot get past him. We've done it in F1 cars. We've done it in GT3. I've tried to get past this man many different ways, and he always seems to block me out. So it is no easy task for Ryan Yee here with 45 to go. Last lap of the race. Can Kenneth hold him off? We will find out in the next couple of corners. Looks so far good. Tyron Beardsley pushing as hard as he can to get right up to the back of James Turnbull, but doesn't seem to be making a difference here. And JJ Burr, what is going on with him? He's pulled off the track. It's not nice to see what is going on with it. Might have been equipment failure or running out of gas, but he is parked on the side of the track, and it seems he returns to the pit lane and is gonna get locked in that car. Oh, it's not nice to see. All kinds of business has happened. Things have been thrown away. Oh, you hate to see it, my friend. Not like this. Not like this. And it looks like Ryan Yee will scoop up third position. Kenneth Porce will get P2, and Glacier will get P3, with everyone behind JJ gaining a position after this horrifying event that happened. I'm not sure what occurred. We will find out in the post-race. I'm not sure if we'll find out on stream or not, but we'll find out, and then we'll get that information to you next race as well. If you're in the Discord, read the chat and find out for yourself. But Glacia passes the line after a grueling 36 race here at Alton Park in 38-degree temperatures. Glacia gets it done. Kenneth Portis comes across P2. Well done to him. Ryan Yee with a spectacular race from 15th all the way up to 3rd position. Tony Casero getting 4th position. Calvin Mole 5th position. Daniel Good 6th position. Aloe Ike guy having trouble 7th position. He made it through this race. He did a good job to come up with 7th. Well done. Matt Reed in 8th position. Valero 9th after a tough race with some exciting action for him though. Great job for completing the race in 9th. Matt Lehman 10th position after having a stop go. Good job to hold it out and get things done here today. Justin Friesen for 11th position. Matt P. Fender 12th. JJ after, just the worst, 13th position at the moment. James Turnbull 14th. Simon Pugy 15th. Dennis Rodman doing donuts for us in 16th position. Christopher Flores crossing the line in 17th. And then we have Christopher Larson P1 in the GT4s. Hutch P2 for that category. Nunez P3. Alexander Hickman P4. Mike DiChiaro P5. Zach Weissel P6. Jeremy Wars P7. Alex Shambino P8. Zach Hickman P9. And Glenn rounding out the GT3s in 18th to 19th position. But that is our race here tonight at Alton Park for round 7, of Zealous Racing League's Zeds Galaxy Tour. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to hit that like button. Check out all our links below if you want to join into some racing action. And check out our Discord and also follow our social media if you want to keep up to date with the league. But thank you very much for joining me, and stay safe and have a good